What's up, I Like Scary? We are back. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome day. It feels great to be a horror fan. So you guys, today we're going to talk about some Halloween and speculations and theories. Man, we're almost there, you guys. I just got done, watching an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, talking about Halloween ends. And she said a couple of things that's been very interesting to me. So, first thing I want to say is that, Jamie Lee Curtis touched on that the character of Laurie is, basically trying to move on and ends, which we already know that they said in the synopsis. She's trying to embrace life. She's living with her granddaughter, Allison, and, she's climbing up that Hope Hill. And, she also, kind of touches on the fact that, this movie in the beginning kicks up, 4 years after. Now, this kind of got me like, basically, it's kind of giving me the vibes that we're not even going to get, too much, touching on what Judy Greer, the character of Karen, we're not going to get too much, involved in that. Possibly just something like we see the flashback in the trailer, like it's in black and gray, we get a picture of her type of thing. But I was thinking that we're going to kind of get more in like, the factor of that. But we probably still get it up, but it was the way she said it. Now, this is the main thing that caught my attention. Jamie Lee Curtis talked about Laurie Strode having, to basically, get some mental health, help, and talking about how she needs, like, she's gonna be needing to get, like, mental health help, and she's gonna have trauma therapy and grief counseling. So this kind of made me think, and this is something I've been talking about in previous videos with this Dr. Mathis character. So I'm like, hold up. So I'm just putting it together. So what if, you guys, now listen, what if Dr. Mathis is the guy that's, just talking to Laurie, that therapy, that grief counseling, he's talking to her, right? And it can be, two things. It can be, I think possibly, he kind of brings up Corey in a way, because maybe they share that therapy, that they both need. Maybe that's something they have in common. They both need therapy. Why does Corey need therapy? Possibly because, he's accused of killing someone. He's babysitted, right? You guys got to follow me. Now, think about this. So, say if they're sharing the same therapist, the same doctor, Dr. Mathis, maybe she kind of, brings, we never know, brings him up. And, Dr. Mathis is seeing him, and he kind of tells him, like, Corey Cunningham, I just got a feeling if Dr. Mathis is going to be involved with Laurie, I don't know why I keep feeling like maybe he's going to be the one to kind of give her, not even, a lot, but just kind of bring it up, like, Corey Cunningham is dating your granddaughter, and maybe he's seeing, maybe, he's getting that bad side of Corey, because obviously Corey looks like in the trailer when he's like, it's Halloween, we're gonna have fun. It's like he has glasses on. He kind of like changes along the film into like no glasses. He's not like, almost like Arnie Cunningham and Christine. So what if Dr. Mathis is, Corey's, therapist also? He's seeing Corey also and seeing Laurie. So that's how she kind of gets info on him. Or Dr. Mathis could just, have that role as just being a doctor, and he's just helping Laurie, and helping her, and kind of even push her to do her memoir, push her to do her memoir and write about the stuff. And, she kind of said that you get it in the beginning of the film where Laurie's trying to, embrace life. Then Michael comes and jack everything up, right? So that kind of just got me thinking, like, what if it's Dr. Mathis, the one that's, talking to Laurie and helping her out with her trauma and everything with Karen. And maybe, like I said, I don't know why I can just see him being that, but I can be wrong with him just possibly just saying, hey, watch out for that kid, Corey, or even just bring it up. Maybe he's not even seeing Corey. Maybe he just brings it up, like maybe he's one of those therapists, that just looks around, or a doctor that, just looks around into other cases, and he just brings up, like, yeah, you heard about that kid in Haddonfield that was accused of killing us? And he's like, yeah, his name was Corey Cunningham. And she's like, Corey? And then, I just feel like it's going to be a reason why Laurie's not Team Corey. If he's dating Allison, we already talked about in previous videos, I think that he's going to try to take Laurie out because she's going to try to come between him and Allison. That's what I think. But, I really do think it's going to be something like she finds it out, because she might be Team Corey in the beginning, like, she likes me, she thinks he's cool, and she might like the Corey with the glasses, if that makes sense. Not the Corey that's on the stairs talking about, he's coming back, right? I'm talking about the Corey with the glasses she's probably a fan of, but she sees change and energy and stuff like that. So Something else I want to touch on, you guys, is Michael being a myth in this movie. Now, you got to think, in 2018 in Kills, it was the same night. We didn't get a time jump. It was a continuance of the same, event and situation. And we finally get a time jump, a 4-year time jump. Now, we know, in 78, when it happened in 63 and everything kind of led up over the time, it became a myth. Tommy Doyle is telling Laurie, the boogeyman, they're sending boogeyman, Lonnie, and, Richie and everybody's bringing it up. And they're talking about this, this Michael Myers character like he's a, he's a myth, like he's almost like Bigfoot, And I think that's where it all started with Michael, how he was that story of Haddonfield, the night he came home, you can't kill the boogeyman in general. I just think that's the legend of Michael Myers, lately in his trilogy, he hasn't had time to, be that myth, and I think David Gordon Green finally found the formula, if that makes sense. Like, that's why he decided to do a 4-year time jump. I know you can't just keep continuing it in the same night, but I think it was a part of him just getting that myth thing going again, and that's what makes Michael scary. When you're getting people say, he's going to come home, he's coming back, like Tommy Doyle said, too old to remember, too drunk to care, and Kills when he was on that stage at Mixed Bar, like that. They were already kind of touching on that myth thing. And think about it, you guys, if Tommy, Cal Richards, and Marion Chambers, they didn't know nothing about the situations with Laurie. They didn't know Laurie and Michael was fighting in her house, so they're still looking at Michael like a myth until they see him on the news. So I think this is kind of showing me, that Michael's going to become a myth again over these 4 years. You guys follow me. I think what's going to happen, and it's kind of plays in a lot of my fucking theories, that I think that it's going to almost be like, after these 4 years, I don't know why I kept telling you guys in past videos, maybe they take the Myers house. That's why he has to go into the sewers, cave dwellers, because Michael usually is at home, or maybe they board it up to the point he can't get in. I don't know. It's obviously going to be something that is with the house where he can't go back to that window. He can't go back home, because that's his goal through this whole franchise, if you think about it. Even, with this trilogy mainly, well, we found out his goal is to go home. Lonnie said, if you aim with Michael Kills, it's a straight shot to the house. So I'm thinking it's going to be something with the house. Maybe I'm wrong. This is just me speculation. This is just me speculating and, having theories on, Halloween Ends, right? So I think what's going to happen is when he's in these sewers, it's going to be like he's that myth again. He's going to be, the word around town, like, where is Michael Myers? We didn't kill him or nothing. He just went back into the darkness. He hasn't been, captured and, or nothing like that, put in shackles. So that's why we get this scene with Corey. And he kind of tells the little kids, and it was in a trailer, I want to say. It was in a trailer or it was in a TV spot. He kind of says, like, basically, boogeyman only kills babysitters or whatever. So, he's obviously talking to Corey because Corey's going to be babysitting. So I'm thinking that Corey might have that kind of personality that he's telling him the myth of Michael Myers. You gotta think, if he's a babysitter and he's that type of babysitter, he's telling, it's like the reverse, like how Tommy Doyle was having, you know what I'm saying? So now instead of being the kid, it's the babysitter keeping the story alive, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be crazy in this one. It kind of be a lot of tension, is that Michael's gonna be a myth in this one until he comes back, And I think this kind of opens up a lot of more doors where, if Corey's wandering in these sewers, and say if Corey, now, do you remember I said bullies are going to chase him down there? I'm still sticking to that, possibly. But, if he's already, talking about, he's going to come back, right? And he's like, he's telling this little kid about the boogeyman. He's obviously already it's kind of showing me that Corey's kind of already obsessed with the story. It's nothing that he gained over time. So I think he's going to already be obsessed with this story in the beginning. But it's going to only grow once he, say, like he said, I seen his eyes, I looked him in his eyes. I think that's when it's going to grow and get crazier. But I just really think that what's going to happen is that when the bullies do, chase him, if this happens, he's going to go in there and it's going to be like this. Those sewers of Haddonfield, that cave, I think it's not going to be like a secret thing, if that makes sense. I think it's going to be a known thing, but people are just scared to go down there. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I think it's going to be something known. I might be wrong, but I think people are going to know about it, but Haddonfield is going to be afraid to go down there, and I think they're just saying he's not coming out, so we're not going to fuck with him, type of thing, if the story is real, if the myth is real. And I think Corey probably actually gets forced to run down there. Like, almost like, I'm not going down there, but he has to because he's getting his ass kicked. He has his bruise on his face, right? So it seems, it's like maybe he has to get forced to go down there. And maybe the bullies stop, like, oh shit, we're not going down there. Michael Myers, they're saying Michael Myers is down there. So they turn around. They go, you know, to like the junkyard or whatever. I got a feeling that he's going to catch them all in a group. I don't know why. But maybe they don't go. And maybe him and Michael have this little thing going on. Maybe he says something to stop Michael. And, you know, they're saying that Michael's in bad shape. What David Gordon Green is saying. And he just takes the mask. You know what I'm saying? And Michael comes out. But maybe it's almost like Corey goes like MIA type of thing. They don't see him no more. And maybe they're like, you know, they're worried like, damn, we chased him down in the fucking sewers. We don't see him no more or something like that. You know, because obviously if he's like being a copycat, he's going to go off the radar. You know what I'm saying? You got to think. Possibly. But he could still be in Allison's face. But maybe they just get scared because, you know, they hear screaming. You know, maybe they hear the screaming in the tunnels. But they're like thinking he's dead and it's their fault. But that's why we get that scene when it's like a random guy with a flashlight in there. Maybe he goes looking for Corey because they heard that he went down there. Because why? Michael's a myth. And Corey's probably the first to go in those sewers. And Michael comes out. I think Michael's going to be in this, like, you know, Bigfoot type. His character's going to be how it was in 78. How Tommy Doyle was like, you know, the boogeyman's coming. The boogeyman's outside. The boogeyman's outside. I think it's going to be that. And I'm loving that because why? 78. That's where it started with the myth of Michael Myers. Him coming back home. And I'm excited that I kind of put this together because it's like, damn, he's real. Because in 2018, he wasn't that myth. He was just history. They was treating him like history. You know, they had the mask and they went to the Smith Grove and everything. But in this one, they're treating him like a myth. So that's why I think, you know, Corey's all big on Michael and the obsession because he's focused on that myth. And we get pictures of, you know, possibly Laurie or, you know, Corey. Got the newspapers on the wall. I'm thinking that this is Laurie's house, and it's kind of helping her with her memoirs when she looks up at the newspapers or something, or her just reading up on it. But I really do think that it's going to be big, like the word myth is going to be a big part in this film. And yeah, I think that the bullies possibly can stop. You guys know how I said they were going to go in there and chase them? Possibly some go, possibly some stop. Maybe we get a bully out of the group that's just innocent. Maybe he's just being a follower and then he go checks for Corey and Michael catches him. We don't know. It's a lot of stuff that can happen, but one thing I am going to say is I think that the sewers is not going to be nothing anyone doesn't know about. I think they're going to know about it, but they're going to be afraid to go down there. Just like how, you remember in the Myers house when you know, we get Lonnie and Richie, they're going up, and Loomis like, no, hey, yo, Lonnie, get your ass away from that. You know how they're like, no, don't go in there. That's the Myers house. That's how that sewer is going to be. You see where I'm going, you guys? You guys see, like, you got to, I think that's going to make it so fucking creepy. It's a fucking cave, but they're treating it like the Myers house. You know, don't go over there. Don't go in there. That's the Myers house. You know, people might say, no, they say Myers is down there. Don't do that. I think that's what we're going to get in this movie where when he comes out, they're going to know that that shit was true the whole time. And Corey's going to be the voice. That's why he said, I looked him in his eyes. I guarantee you he's telling Allison or somebody, I went in those sewers. I seen the boogeyman. And I think that's what's going to be, you know, the myth of Michael. He's going to come back home and he's going to come back hard. And, you know, this is the end. It started how you ended it. So, yeah, you guys, comment down below what you guys think about everything we talked about in this video. This was deep. But unfortunately, it's the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me on social media. I'll on Instagram, I'll Straight77 on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, and I'll on Twitter. And don't forget you guys to become a member of the Patreon, get exclusive content and benefits of the channel. And right there where it says subscribe, next to it, click join, become a member of the channel. And yeah, you guys, check out the official I Like Scary merch store. Watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace.